Welcome back, everyone. It's Mr. Hayden. I'm back with another reading lesson called Readers Read in Bigger Scoops. Readers find tough words sometimes, and these words can slow down our reading. But we can't fall back into reading one word at a time. We have to go back and read with bigger scoops, one word at a time. Like that. Go back, reread the whole sentence, and try to decode tough words using sentence clues or the picture. And you could be smart like this guy here. He's reading in bigger scoops. So let's take a look at one of our favorite stories still, Luna. Number 1, you always want to decide how to read. What kind of voice do you think you need for Stellaluna? And one way to figure that out is to take a sneak peek, to look through at some of the picture clues and see what the character experiences, see what happens to them, and the action that happens around them can shape how our voice would sound. Read at your best pace, right? How smooth you read, how fast you read. If you find a tricky word, try to decode it, sound it out, look for small words. Try not to skip it, all right? If you can, try to decode that word. That's our goal. Go back and reread in bigger scoops and look for word clues that could help you. And we're going to take a look at Stellaluna. So we're going to take a look at a couple selections from Stellaluna. So watch me as I read this example to the left. Notice any words that slow me down and how I go back to reread so that it sounds more smooth and it's like a bigger scoop of words, let's say. Here we go. Wrapping her wings about her, and I notice that's what's happening in the picture, by the way. This picture is helpful. She's hanging from a little branch. Wrapping her wings about her, she clutched the thin branch. Wrapping her wings about her, she clutched the thin branch. See, I scooped them all up, made it smoother. Oh, here's another one. Trembling with cold and fear. She clutched the thin branch, trembling with cold and fear. And cold and fear matches trembling. And clutching is holding onto that branch. Mother, Stellaluna squeaked, where are you? And notice how I read that with a voice of fear, cold. She's lost, right? So I'm doing a lot of things here to make sure that I read it with feeling, but also looking at a lot of things for clues to help me with words. Once I figure it out, I scoop it up. So, talk about what you noticed as I read. What were some of the things you remember me talking about or doing to help figure out some of these words? Talk to a friend, talk to your teacher, talk to a parent, brother or sister, anyone you can. Go ahead. All right, hopefully you had some time to talk about what I did and some of the things that helped me to figure out these words that can be kind of tricky and slow me down. Now we're going to take another look at a different page, different selection. And it's time for you to give this a try on your own and notice some of these words that might stop you. I'm going to stay quiet for a little bit and let you give it a shot, all right? And notice where you might bump into a tough word. I am going to read this also to kind of model how I would decode and look for clues. So first I'm going to stay quiet, kind of go through very slowly and see if you can follow my little arrow cursor here as I go through it in my head. Okay, so hopefully you had a chance to take a look at some of those words, and there are a few in there that can slow you down and kind of cause you to have a choppy read. And you want to try and sound them out and then go back and reread and scoop them all up. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read this out loud. If it was tough to read, now you can really hear some of these words. Here we go. Full ump. That's just a sound. Flump. And don't forget, she's hanging from a nice nest with some birds right here. Trying to act like a bird, perhaps. Not so much. She's hanging upside down like a bat. But that's the sound. Flump. Stellaluna landed head first in a soft down E. Stellaluna landed head first in a soft downy nest. Startling the 3 baby birds who live there. And I can go back and scoop them all up if I want to and try it like this. Flump. Stellaluna landed head first in a soft downy nest, startling the 3 baby birds who live there. And I scooped it all up into a nice smooth read. There's a few more down here. Stellaluna quickly clambered clambered. I wonder what that means. There's probably clues in the sentence to help me. Stellaluna quickly clambered from the nest and hung out of sight below it. Look at the picture. She quickly clambered out of the nest and hung out of sight below it. Maybe someone's coming, like the mother bird, perhaps. She listened to the babble. She listened to the babble of the 3 birds. And I can go back and scoop this all up. Stellaluna quickly clambered from the nest and hung out of sight below it. She listened to the babble of the 3 birds. And there's our 3 birds, and she's hanging out of sight. Our picture helps us with these words. Let's talk about what you noticed. What were some of the words that seemed difficult to decode? Were there any clues in the sentence to help you or in the picture? Discuss with a friend near you, your teacher, or your parent. All right, hopefully you had a chance to have a little discussion. If not, you could always pause and have more time. Now it's your turn. As you read your Just Right book today, take the time to decode. And once you decode and figure out what the word is and how to say it, reread that sentence or reread that part with a bigger scoop so you can practice sounding nice and fluid as you encounter some of these new words. You can see this boy here. He looks like he's really trying to sound out a word, kind of slowly sounding out each little letter sound right there or word part. He's trying real hard examining his text. So that's what you have to do. All right? Read in bigger scoops, all right, and practice that fluency. I hope everybody enjoyed this lesson. If you want to rewind and take a look at any part of it, please do so. All right? Everybody have a great day. Take care, everyone.